Bound by fate, drawn by duty, or chased by fear, 6 souls band together to take up arms against the wrath of the Dragon Queen. When the chains of Avernus tighten, one soul claws for freedom, fleeing the ember-lit gaze of a fallen angel who would see them kneel once more. From the shifting mists of the Feywild, a hunter steps forward, guided by whispers of worms and prophecy, tasked with severing the heads of a cult that would wake a god. Once a brilliant inventor, an artificer helped create steel nightmares. Now, burdened by guilt, he is determined to dismantle his greatest mistake. In the shadow of noble halls, a man reborn walks a perilous path, his body reshaped by an elder horror, his mind defying the hunger that should consume him. Marked by twisted hands of the coven, a wanderer treads carefully, ever watchful for the eyes that seek to claim what was promised. A passionate painter with a thirst for greatness, this resourceful thief is always staying one step ahead of the undoubted dozens of consequences on her heels. From the pirate port city of Luskan to the sewers of Baldur's Gate, no nook or cranny is too lowly to find inspiration in. And as their journey continues, so too does the stirring of forces that would see them broken, or worse, bound.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Shadows over Baldur's Gate. Our spiritual... Hold on.
And scene.
As high as it goes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Shadows over Baldur's Gate. Standing desks are fun. Our spiritual sequel D&D campaign to the award-winning video game Baldur's Gate 3. If you are just joining us, welcome. We are, we're 57 episodes in, and if you're wondering what has happened in this insane adventure, go check out the youtube.com/CritHitChronicles and catch up whenever you would like. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened. But before we begin, we have a wonderful cast that we would like to give the floor to. So, beautiful, wonderful cast, take it away.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at my website, lauren-urban.com. Tonight, I'm playing Udazash, the Dragonborn Ranger/Rogue. There's Feywild stuff.
Hey everybody, my name is Omega Jones, also known as Crit Bard across all social media channels with pronouns are he and they. I play our resident Illithid Scion Leopold Guthmere, pronouns he, him, and it's the Feywild.
Howdy, Meadow, she, they pronouns, also known as Howdy Loved Island or Howdy Loved Island GM all over the internet. And I am playing Anaya Callista Oguna Maria Loomlock. I'm surprised I did not forget that. And Cosmo's also back, which is important. And I have not yet had my cookie.
Hi, hello, good evening, folks. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. My pronouns are she, they. And here now tonight, I am playing Winifred Fithiak, our Hexblood Celestial Warlock. Oh boy, Feywild nonsense.
Oh, hey, it's me, Tony Rodriguez, also known as the Encounter Smith. You can find me all over the internet at Encounter Smith. But you have to catch me first because I'm a wascally little guy. Tonight, I'll be playing Basu Brightbolt, our gnomish artificer. And you know what they say, we're in the Feywild.
Hello, everyone. No, our beloved PJ McGaw is currently rocking out over at San Diego Comic-Con. So, PJ, we love you. We miss you. Tonight's going to be fun. You will be missed very sorely. For reasons. And I'm Cujo. I'll be playing everyone else. So
Cut the
Yes.
check right now.
That was amazing. that was a Pantene commercial, and I'm here for it.
Cut
Yes.
the check.
Fabio.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, our band of second chances had ventured into the night market with one goal in mind: find Reinhardt, the golden dragonborn who had been feeding information and dangerous plant life with the quality of a very powerful charm person to the cult of the dragon, slay him, and return to the material plane. In doing so, our beloved Udazash would then be barred from returning to said Feywild. As they made their way into the night market, they had a bit of a reprieve from the difficulties that had faced them in this journey. They actually got to have some of the most delicious cookies that they've ever had. And in this, they got to re-experience some warm and fuzzy memories. I'm saying that directly to Omega. I want that clear.
Listen, however much you as a GM with your ultimate GM powers will say that she has the best cookies to Leo, she just doesn't. It's not gonna change.
I love it. I love it so much. I love this not beef we have.
It's the one time you can tell the GM he's wrong is when you talk.
I'm like,
It's
you're-
true.
Yeah. Objectively.
No one beats grandma.
No one beats your own grandmother.
That part.
That's fair. As they began to make their way to where Reinhardt was waiting, they encountered somebody. A certain not very funny clown. Dribbles the clown, reconstituted and given new purpose in the night market, had accosted our wonderful heroes, and in one of the most ridiculous combats ever, our party managed to slay him. But there's a funny thing. He's kind of dead, but not really. His head is removed from his body, but there's still something happening because there is a tadpole in that skull, and Sai wants it very badly. But after slaying said clown, they regathered themselves with the intent of proceeding to find Reinhardt. However, before we have that encounter, Anaya. The night market is essentially the black market in the Feywild. There is no dealing in material plane money or necessarily even favors. You deal in something far more dangerous, and that is the very essence of who you are. You could relive memories for an individual in exchange for their goods. You could give up your last breath. You can give up many things here, and in return, come away with some mercantile items that you would never find anywhere else. Where do we find Anaya? As just for posterity's sake, when it came time to explore the night market, I was not going to pilot and tell your character where they would or wouldn't go. I wanted you to have a moment to experience it yourself.
I think Anaya was trying very hard to stay with the group and saw one pretty thing. I think she got waylaid speaking to whoever is running that stall about the beauty and the artistry of what they've made, all the hours put into it, how you're able to spin wishes into clothes. And she's wondering what color dreams this tunic is. She's very, very intrigued by a marketplace of abstract wares. And as soon as she looks up, she realizes that the group is gone. And so I think she's looking for more pretty things before trying to find the group again.
Well, as you are venturing to find the group, I would like for you to make me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Kia. Oh, that's a nat 20, so 32.
Off the bat. Okay, that's cool.
Thanks, D&D Beyond.
Fine.
Thank you. Somewhere Udazesh is so happy right now that this is the best nat 20 of all time. Somewhere she doesn't know why she's so happy, but this is the best nat 20 ever.
First roll back. I'm very happy with
go.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a moment because I realized that there was a name that I forgot. And I need to check out a thing. Okay.
The name is Grandmother Cookies. And it's supposed to be finding the rest of us.
You, as you are looking around, you see several tents. One selling fantastic weaponry, seemingly from some far-off land. Another is a simple, small kenku that seems to be working with somebody to teach them a trade, but as they're speaking, it's as though every single word is being memorized. They're literally teaching proficiencies to somebody. But there's one merchant that stands out a little bit more in this already eclectic environment, and that is an Aasimar standing next to a cart. There's no flowery arrangements. There's no signage. There is an individual with light bluish white wings, long, straight black hair that goes down to their knees, wearing heavy, dark paladin armor. And his eyes do not have pupils. They are solid blue. And they stand next to a cart that seems to have many small glass spheres filled with different, what looks like smoke. One seems to be bright and colorful, and it evokes this warm sensation when you look upon it, while another is dark, filled with ash. This individual stands, and even though, again, their pupils are not visible, you see their head turn a little bit towards you. They're motionless. No intrigue in their expression. It's simply they are recognizing that somebody of import is standing nearby.
Anaya immediately looks around for the person of import. And when she can't find them, she'll kind of like sidle over very uncertainly, mostly trying to see if they can see her, if they're going to speak, kind of like merchants do, like start calling out and telling you what they're selling. She's trying to see if that starts to happen. And if not, I'm sure she makes it all the way up to their side to look at these spheres closer.
You, as you inspect them a little bit closer, there is we'll use that warm colored one as an example. As you peer a little bit closer, you can hear, it sounds like a joyful laugh, just barely perceptible. When you eye the one filled with ash, you hear screams. Each one of these, as you creep a little bit closer, is evoking some sort of emotion.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Your wares, could you tell me more about what they are, the nature of them? It feels very emotional and mystical. I'm fascinated. If I could bother you for just a moment.
These are not my wares. These are what I collect. My wares are not simple. They are favors, information. You would have my assistance, and in return, this is what I would collect from you when it is time.
And what is that exactly? Those aren't like souls. Are those souls?
No,
Oh,
they are not.
Good. What are they?
They are the last dying breath of those who signed the contract with me.
Oh, is that all? I'm sorry. It's a very grave. You're quite solemn. And may I ask who I'm speaking with to be offering such contractual favors?
You may refer to me as Dar.
Dar. And you could provide me information if all I do is promise you my dying breath.
Yes. The information you request may impact the length in which I will need to find it for you. But once it is found, I will come to you and deliver it. But know that a contract will be signed, and that when your death comes, I will be there.
Right, but I would get the information closer to now than to my death.
Yes. Unless you are to die within the next hour.
Well, I will do my best to make sure that does not happen. This sounds like a surefire thing. I have just the information I need. And where do I sign?
They present a full contract.
Woo! Lengthy. Wow. So you're quite certain no one will have a lawyer with them. I see. I'm so sorry. Yes, you're not smiling. Okay. And I know some of these words. Indeed, death is repeated. Indeed. Happy to. Should I tell you what information I need now, or does that affect the contract? Should I just sign first and then I tell you what I need?
You may tell me what you would need first if you would prefer.
Wonderful. This is completely worth my dying breath. My friend Utazash, she loves it here. And something is happening that will make it so that she cannot return. That is unacceptable, and I would like to know the information that will make it possible for her to return to her home. And do I sign here?
Yes.
And flourish. Oh, that was a good one. And she signs it away.
As the signature is finished, you watch as a golden light follows along with the ink that you have signed until all of the text disappears from sight. The individual takes the contract, puts it together, and then just sets it. They set it down as if there's something to put it on, but they simply turn, place somewhere, and it is out of sight.
Oh.
You must.
Oh, yes. I'm ready. Sorry.
You must allow me time. I will need but 1 week. And judging from your presence, I assume you are of the material plane. Is this correct?
Yes. Good eye.
Allow me. And you see that there's this grimace on their face as they remember time changes. I believe I said 1 week just now, yes?
Yes.
They just stare off, thinking.
She looks where he's looking.
There is this moment where he For what you have paid, I will provide it within 2 days.
Can I write you a review? Is there a way I could get your business numbers up? This is just fantastic service. That's so speedy, so expedient. I'm sure many people I know, we usually live in the sewers, wouldn't mind giving up their dying breath for at least half of what you know. It'd be incredible.
You can find me on Night Yelp. Sorry.
You're done.
I mean, we were all thinking it, so someone had to say it.
Yeah.
Please.
Instead of
Oh,
Yelp,
my
it's
God.
whale.
It's whale.
It's whale owned by a banshee.
She kind of like looks at the other spheres, looks Dar up and down again, and then just kind of gives like a little very hasty curtsy and will proudly scurry off into the rest of the market. Pretty sure that she's done a good deed, but just in case, she's not going to tell Udazash, because what if it's a bad thing that she did? So she's she'll wait 2 days.
Amazing. Okay.
Why would it be a bad thing? I'm sure it's not a bad thing at all.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure there's
every
not
time I try to have a
repercussions.
conversation with anyone in the Feywild, it's very dangerous, apparently.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think that went perfectly fine.
Me too.
Don't ask Lauren
So-
about any of that.
So, you depart from Dar to reunite with your friends. And I will say, because I must know what Anaya's cozy memory would be, as you approach, we'll say that you did have an opportunity to visit Granny to see if you can get some cookies. The price is a simple 2 copper.
I have that much money,
Okay.
and I
You
would pay it.
approach the counter, and there is an elderly human-looking woman with a worn, flowery apron, and she pulls a tray of what looks like simple sugar cookies.
Ooh.
And she places them, and then she says, "Oh, any particular flavor you're looking for?
Are they all different?
It can be whatever flavor you would like. This is just sort of the base."
Oh, yes, please. I remember my first favorite was just shortbread.
Oh. And they reach down to take one of the cookies, but you watch as it becomes shortbread. Okay, well, that is one. And she places it in this tiny little basket. You do get 3, dear.
I get 3.
Mm-hmm. Everyone gets 3 for just 2
2
copper.
copper. Do you have you do reviews? I would love to just send more business your way. It's great prices here. Yes, I would love. Okay, 1 shortbread. Could I have a snickerdoodle, please? And
Of course.
I think I am going to indulge my sweet tooth. Could I have one that is just covered in icing? I don't care what flavor the cookie is underneath.
The snickerdoodle looks impeccable as it sits in that basket. And then she says, "All right." And as she reaches for another cookie, you just see it doesn't let. There is a glow and there is some magic, but you just see that it just like adds like width as there's just icing. Oh, 2 hands for this one.
Yes,
And she
please,
places
thank
that one in the basket. Here you are, dear.
And what's your favorite flavor?
Oh, chocolate chip.
Classic. Thank you so much. And she'll
That'll be 2 copper.
toss them. She tosses one and waits to see if she catches it. And she'll that's the other.
Delightful. I would love to know, because these cookies are not just delicious cookies that everyone in the world loves. They have an enchantment.
The slow look.
Everyone.
You sent CB into a Kubrick stare. I need you to know that.
I regret absolutely 100% nothing. As Anaya, you take a bite of one of these cookies, there is an enchantment involved where you will get to experience the warmest, coziest, most lovely memory. What does that look like for Anaya?
I think the one, and it's the coziest. Can it be the most recent?
Sure.
Your Honor. I think the most recent one that she can remember is in the sewers. It was the first time she was there. And it was cold and it was dark, and she had just gotten mugged for her last couple of copper. And she was going to go to sleep in sewage. And then she remembers someone draping a coat over her. A strong, confident voice. Someone who picked her up out of the sewer and didn't put her to work. Someone who picked her up out of the sewer and took care of her. Gave her more than she ever had. Gave it to her without asking for anything. And so when she started stealing for them, they certainly didn't stop her. This warm memory is of Cain, actually.
You feel this memory, the feeling of that coat being draped over you, and the body warmth that was still clinging to the fabric. And it fills you up as you enjoy this cookie. It is at this point that you will see, as you realize for a moment, after you had had that cookie, there were several moments that passed where your friends were just here somewhere until you see what looks like an opening, an invisible tent flap just push, and you see all of your friends stepping out with the dead body of a clown.
It's just the head.
No, we had the body too because.
Did we take the whole body?
Well, yes, because I had to pull stuff out of the body, and then someone's gonna come along and they're going to clean it up. I don't know who actually cleans up stuff around here, and I do not ask.
So it's okay when you do it, but when I do it, it's a problem, and everyone has to babysit me all the time. What is going on?
Do what?
There's a dead clown that you're carrying around. What happened? I thought you were going to get cookies. I could have sworn we were going to get cookies.
We
No,
did.
we were. There was. Yeah.
Excuse me. Anaya, you hear right behind you. You turn and you see a corpse collector with spikes on its back, filled with all sorts of mess.
Yep. We're just gonna move out of the way. We're just gonna move out of the way.
Yeah, moves immediately.
They approach the body of Dribbles, and then they just turn. Is this yours?
Not anymore.
They grab the body by the leg, and then they just start walking, and you see the body drag before, like, immediately stuck on one of those spikes, and it's just...
Ugh.
Oh, well.
Okay.
How does that saying go? Today I learned.
Yep. No, that's. Ooh. All right.
Udazash,
Yes.
I guess Winnie as well, you might know this. Does he require the full body?
The clown?
Yes. If he's the rules of this place, does it require, if he's collecting a corpse and he kind of like turns and the head of Dribbles kind of tied off to the side, like does he require the head as well? Because I can extract and then give the rest of the corpse, technically.
That might be
I'm
a
gonna-
good idea, anyways.
I'm gonna look at the corpse collector. Do they seem to be leaving? Or do they seem to be looking at?
I mean,
the head?
they're slowly starting to like walk
Well,
down the.
I
lane.
guess. Well, then my question is like, yeah, okay, so he chucked the body on the spikes. Are there also just kind of pieces?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Winnie's gonna kind of watch and I think you might be all right, darling.
Okay. Then I will not.
Just bits and pieces. It looks like.
Wonderful.
I think they'll ask.
Understood. Well, then I will just not worry about it right now unless it needs to come up. Hi, Anaya. Glad you made it.
So does the circus work differently here?
No, they tried to attack us.
So yes,
I see.
honestly, I didn't even know there was a circus here. It's really just this clown, and
No,
I
the
mean that
circus.
in all ways.
One came through town some time ago, and I guess it makes sense that they probably didn't just start in Baldur's Gate, so they seem to be interplanar in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
It was an unfortunate event, but let me tell you, and I hate to say it, that guy had it coming.
I mean, he broke
Well, if
the
you feel
rule.
that way, I'd believe it wholeheartedly. If we didn't have to deal with his Reinhardt business, I'd say we should go to the circus.
Well, definitely not his circus. It was crap. But no, he broke the rule, one of the rules, which is you mind your own damn business. And so we had to protect ourselves. But also we found out that apparently this is a guy that was from the material plane. And also he used to, or was working for Mab. And Udazash pulls out the feather token that she pulled off the body, which is weird and a coincidence. And I don't always believe in coincidences, but it shouldn't be ignored.
That is a lot. What are we
Yes.
gonna? Oh, okay.
I think we just need to add it to the list of things of all of the bits and pieces that we're just sort of drowning in at the moment.
Quite a long
Hey,
list.
maybe you ask him about how great his one-man show was. Maybe he'd be particularly talkative.
Please stop.
You know what? Here, Winnie's gonna pull from her little med kit. She's gonna pull a needle and thread out. I will sew that bastard's mouth shut.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
As he's muttering, she just kind of looks at him and glares and looks at Leo. Do you want me to shut him up?
I don't know the answer to that question because yes, but also that's if it will make sure. I think.
Yeah, she's gonna like it. As previously stated, Winifred Fithiak is a death doula. She has and does prepare bodies for burial. So it's real fast and very neat, but it's the internal stitching that you do to keep a corpse's mouth shut. Just quick,
Yeah.
simple, clean.
Simple and clean. Sorry. I will tell you. I will tell you, as you are approaching to do it, the mouth of this clown goes, can get, and like you eventually like grab the lips.
It just snaps the lips shut, holds, and just real fast whip stitch, like just under the.
So we have to be probably quiet and sneaky, and so you did this to yourself.
Anaya pats the head on the head.
Speaking
Right.
of which, I can get us to where Reinhardt is going to be, but then I have questions. I have lots of questions, which we can try to ask him, but I don't know if he's going to answer any of them. I don't know if he's going to be alone. I don't know if we even want to ask him any questions or if we just want to kill him and go home.
Well, he is kind of our quarry right now, and I, in truth, don't know what he, information-wise, can offer us that potentially we don't already know and is actually relevant to what we need to do going forth.
To be honest, most of the questions that I have are going to be things that I am personally interested in. I think the only thing that we could potentially get out of him that is going to be good for all of us to know is going to be anything related to his contacts with the cult of the dragon. And I think you're right. We could probably get that information elsewhere. So while I would like to talk to him and get information out of him, the important thing, the only thing that really matters, is that we kill him, get you all home safely.
No, I think we're using those words wrong. The information that you need for yourself is equally as important. I'm just saying I don't know what we're going to successfully get.
Well, successfully get is another thing. I would like to know why he decided to start selling these plants. There's no good reason I can come up with to start. After he starts, I can come up with bunches of reasons, I guess. Some being that he was forced into it to keep going, some that maybe they used the plants on him at that point. Maybe he joined the cult after that. Maybe, I don't know. But like, why start? Why go from being a person who works for Queen Titania and is very happy here and like a normal fae to breaking pretty much one of the cardinal rules of being here? That feels so very wrong. I don't understand what could have gone wrong. And I didn't ask it at the time because I was a little distracted, and I think I just kind of assumed that my queen wanted him dead for the same reasons that we wanted to find him. But
Can I
never
ask a question?
Yeah.
If you don't find out the answer to that specific question, is that going to be a tumultuous thing for you?
Tumultuous? No.
Is it going to cloud your mind?
No. I will wonder about it, but it will not be a big deal. And same with the other question I have, which is why actually Queen Mab wanted him dead. It will be a curiosity, but in the end, I do not think it will be that.
To be clear, there's no judgment in what I've asked. I think we all know that the trials and tribulations that I've been through, there are many questions I still have, and I don't know if I'll ever get those answers. And I want to be fair that there are many questions that all of us might have for various reasons that are quite important to us. So if it is important to you to know to the point where you need to know, then we will try our best to get that information. I guess if we're all on the same page going forth into this space, I think that will just be the best, because we don't know what to expect. We don't know what he has done. We don't know what he's doing. Ultimately, we don't know what we're walking into.
I think it is a good thing to find out what we are walking into. And then in the end, the only thing that I really care about is getting you all home safely and quickly. And if that is all we do, is find him, and then I shoot him from so far away that he cannot touch any of you, and we go home, I will be content. But we should figure out, like, where he is and who's around him and how hard that is going to be.
At
I
the
love
very
to
least.
spy.
Since you are very good at it.
At the very least, I might be able to get a read on him. And Chronicler, as once we have exited the circus from hell, we made it known that we were doing a short rest. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Comic.
With that, I would like to use, and God's bless you for this, Cujo, truly, my extra attunement slot to get my Rod of the Pact Keeper back in the roster.
Yeah, Naya, we took a short rest. So if you want to short rest things, to do short rest.
Absolutely, thank you.
To actually say out loud, because I know you get yours back on a short rest. Winnie, did you have any available spell slots?
I don't know if I actually.
If not,
used
it's
them.
fine. I'm just the ring of spell storing can be the spell in there can be switched to something else. I don't know if we need
Yeah.
remove curse right now.
While you look at that, remind me, was remove curse one of the things that could potentially remove a charm effect if one of us got plant charmed, or was it a greater restoration?
I believe it's a greater restoration given the severity of that spell.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Which I do have. I have both.
Okay.
If we want to put a greater resto in here instead of remove curse.
Yeah. So yeah, before the short rest, Winnie will put greater restoration into the ring of spell storing. Because I only used, actually, I think I just Eldritch Blasted the bastard. So okay,
You
if
did
that's
a
the
lot of
case,
casting.
I'm gonna use my spell economy properly for a warlock. I don't know if it'll get us much about his surroundings. Anaya, that might be something that you handle once we do get close enough. But I might be able to see where he is. And she'll pull out the mirror, the silver mirror from Granny.
That wouldn't be the worst thing. I could assist you at least in viewing with you. I surprisingly, that specific frequency is kind of lost to me, but I could at least assist and kind of guide, if possible. Like I do not have scrying on my spell sheet. But it is part of the telepathic vibe. So I could, I could gladly assist, especially if there's any feedback. I would rather protect you.
Well,
Very
then
well.
I can definitely get you. I think through the telepathic bond thingy, I can show you what he looks like.
Well, I think at one point we all saw what he looked like when we were running around in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, you don't need me for that then? You're all good.
Just give me a few minutes.
Let me know. I'm just, and this is probably during the time he's like getting used to the amulet as well. So whenever you are ready to ping him, he will be able to help you.
So yeah, Winnie's gonna, in their little hidey hole that they've got in this spot in the night market, Winnie will kneel, place down this lovely silver mirror. Concentration up to 10 minutes. Okay. She puts down the mirror and kneels in front of it, traces her finger around the edge over and over and over again until she seems to go into like almost a trance. And then her hand hovers over the center of the mirror. She closes her eyes, and when she opens them again, they are just a sheen of gold as she casts scrying.
And mechanically, what I'm going to do is, as she does that, I'm just going to kind of like stand. I'm assuming you're like kneeling, sitting on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just going to place my hands on your shoulders. And it's a little slimy, and I apologize because, illithid. But hands on shoulders slightly. There's just going to be a kind of reverberation where I'm going to detect thoughts into Winnie to be in there with her. The telepathic bond is up, but that's just so I can just be physically with her in the scry, just so I can help however need be.
And then I need a wisdom save from the target.
Yes. So using the rules of scrying. Your knowledge of the target, I would say the difference is heard of the target, met the target, or know the target well. I feel like that's going to be leaning more towards heard. You have the target's exact likeness. So I'm going to say that he is only going to be gaining an additional +1 to his save modifier to try and resist.
The original saving throw is wisdom 23.
That would be a 16, so that is a failure. You feel your mind slip into that mirror, and at first all you see is fog before it starts to clarify into an image around you. You can hear sound of some liquid, maybe boiling, just something in a condensed beaker. You can let's see, is it sight only? I think it's full sense.
You can see and hear.
See and hear. Okay. You can hear the sounds like something you were very familiar with, which is a mortar and pestle. And you can see an individual seated over a wooden table. Now, just to clarify, when you were given the likeness or the image of what Reinhardt looks like, was that from Udazash using their memory, or was that an actual projection? I just want to make sure I understand.
I don't remember exactly, but we saw him probably fairly recently because that was when he had picked up the knife from Ethel that we destroyed.
Got it. Okay.
That we destroyed.
I just love
We're
that.
not fucking hold on to that shit. We're clear. We heeded that.
Yeah. You see a gold dragonborn, but they distinctly look different from the image that you saw of them. This is not a tall, muscular fighter. This is not a melee combatant armed with plate mail or armor at all. You see a wiry, thin gold dragonborn whose scales have lost a lot of their luster, in part because it seems that something has blighted this creature. But you see something that, unfortunately, Winnie, you are very familiar with. A deep black rot has settled in between some of those scales on his neck. A rot not too unlike the rot on one particular individual, one Jackson Tremont. It is almost a 1-for-1 of this affliction that is on his form.
Okay. Leo, you feel Winnie's shoulders like tense under your tentacles.
That's funny. Yeah. I think I feel that, and while she is focused on the scribe being a telepath, I'm just going to see if I can get other information while it's like perception versus investigation. It's like while she's perceiving, I'm just going to start doing some investigating in that space with her before that scry ends.
Okay. I'll say,
if you allow
one of you Yeah, that's fine. I like the idea of essentially a telepath just hopping on board whenever somebody does a detect thoughts.
Like this is the bread and butter here.
I love it. I will say, one of you give me an investigation check with advantage.
That's all you, boo boo.
Heard. Heard.
I floated it as a choice.
You don't want me to investigate shit. I can tell if the fucker's lying. That's it.
29.
Okay. With a 29, you can see that this individual is very much in a tent. Like they are somewhere here in the night market. And while they are in the middle of working on one particular potion, you can see a few of the blossom root that are potted on the ground, like in the corner and away from anybody with ease of access. There are a couple of small wooden racks of what look like potions, herbs, and the like that are positioned almost like a front-facing counter.
Okay.
They are working with some sort of herbalists, alchemists set. As you can see that they are actively working on making a potion using a leaf of the blossom root. They're actively working on it as you are seeing them.
Does it seem like they have like a stockpile of those potions, or
Yes.
they're just like, let me rephrase that, or get further. Stockpile as in enough to supply a storefront, or stockpile as in I'm preparing for something?
The stockpile you see is an open crate that is next to this station.
Okay.
This crate is quite large, and the vials that he is placing inside are maybe about this big. So as you kind of peer, you can see that it is not fully stockpiled, but it is about a third of the way through, which is at least a couple dozen are in there ready to go. And that begs another question. If this is his main form of distribution in a single crate, and it's possibly been confirmed that these might be on the material plane already, how many are currently out there?
And where are they at? Yeah. Winnie, I don't understand, or biology is not my major. I mean, we know what the plants do, but do these seem different? Do they seem enhanced? I can't tell, but that is a lot.
Specifically the blossom root.
The potions, obviously the blossom was going into it, but like, is
Yeah.
it just a potion variant of what we've experienced? Is it something more? Are there other things around? Like,
Is that something that I am able to ascertain, DM?
I would say give me a nature check.
Could I beg medicine, since it's something that has already been prepared?
That's better. Yeah. my brain was like, yeah, no, nature. There was another one. I can't remember what.
I mean, many avenues for sure.
That's not great, but it's not bad.
Do you have any luck?
16. Probably. How many luck do we have?
Oh man.
I keep forgetting.
I think I'm just going to give everybody the lucky feat and just be done with it.
I will say one
yeah,
of the
I
things,
said it, Omega.
I will say one of the things that we had already postulated was that they were taking these plants and turning them into potions by basically just taking the leaves and
Distillation, basically.
Yeah, distillation. So I think even without a check, we can postulate that he doesn't need anything else. Just like distilling bunches of leaves into a potion by itself is gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's more so is, are we dealing with just that? We know that for certain. This is just a curiosity of, is there anything that's been added to it now? Because this is like, you know, it's sometimes people like to experiment and do other things that we don't know. So we're just getting information.
What's he cooking? As someone who's from Central Illinois, what's that motherfucker cooking in his kitchen?
Very that. But
where's the
I
suit?
would say, I would say with a 16, that is enough to be able to tell. There's nothing in addition that he has to do. And I think that also speaks to the nature of the plant itself, and also how quickly our wonderful Leopold became susceptible to its effects on one particular test in a camp.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, and Winnie will disseminate that information. She's concentrating on the spell itself, so the response that you get is kind of flat, almost monotone, as she focuses on the magic and her connection to the scrying spell. But it's just the flower. That's all he needs.
That's all he needs.
is there anything else in here that we can gather before? We don't know if he is going to realize.
Yeah. Scrying for the spellcaster, I can see up to 10 feet around my target. Is he alone? Is there anything or anyone else waiting with him? Is he under guard? That kind of thing.
You don't see anybody else immediately nearby. I will tell you that you do see what looks like an armor rack that holds a very hefty set of armor with a sword that is sheathed and leaning up against it. Something to note, because you guys have rolled so high, is that there is a layer of dust on that armor and a layer of dust on that sword. But on top of that armor rack, on top of the helmet, is a somewhat odd looking hat. That does not have the layer of dust.
Is it a magical hat? Is it anything that either of us would be able to suss out? Like, what the fuck is this thing? The fuck is this? What the fuck is that fucking thing?
I mean, it's a hat on a hat, so it's a legitimate question.
Yeah. What the fuck is that fucking thing?
I will say, Jesus Christ.
Identify!
Give me. Identify, you just pelt it with a sandbag. Give me an Arcana check. I'll say that.
Okay.
Can I do one as well?
Yeah, sure.
Or can I just give Leopold advantage?
I'm right with it.
Heard.
He's gonna be better at that than I am.
24.
I'll say you have seen a couple of these. I'll say that your history as a noble, sometimes it's very difficult to have the right gown prepared in the right amount of time for the ball, because they have them so often in Baldur's Gate. And so some nobles would rely on the enchantment that a hat of disguise would provide. This looks to be a similar make.
Well, shit.
That makes sense.
Great. I think in that, just kind of like cluing in. Oh, that makes sense. You know, once Will wanted one of these when he tried to get out, but he's his father's going to always know that it's him. It provides a layer of concealment, illusion. We should be. That's something to note. Okay.
All right. So we've got the crate, we've got the dust-covered armor, the sword, the hat of disguise that has clearly been used, and the fact that he seems to be suffering from the same rot as Tremont was.
Yeah. The 10 feet around that Winnie can see, can she see the actual edges of the tent? Is the indication that that's basically the entirety of the inside of the tent? Okay, so it is a small tent.
With that, is there anything like auditorially that we could use to suss out where exactly this tent is? Because I'm not going to be able to see outside the tent.
Make me a perception check.
It's a 14.
With a 14,
I'll give you a psionic dice on that. Add a d10.
What?
I was like, can I do that? I can. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, so I will be able to psionically boost you.
That's a 1, so that's a 15.
We tried.
We tried.
I would say you can hear the faintest voice of Granny offering cookies. That would lead you to believe that they are reasonably close to that central area of the night market.
Nice.
Maybe an area you've passed already. Who knows?
Okay. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Is there anything else that the party would like me to look for?
What color is the inside of the tent flap or the tent wall?
I'll say a deep green.
There's a decent chance that's the same color as the outside. So
Who knows? And then flats, that flat affectation. Leo, you just hear Winnie's voice in your head. Is there anything else we need?
I really don't think so. The only thing I want to know, personally, is do I believe, because I know per the spell, scrying, that it's not like immediately a problem for us. It doesn't know, but like it does have a level of power. Is there a world in which this individual has clocked that it's being scryed upon?
Make
Is there
me an
any-
insight check.
Okay. That is a natural 20.
dang.
Natural 20 for 27.
Nice.
27 is a rough day for Winifred's insight checks, but you know what? That's fine. You don't register that there's been any shift in Reinhardt's body language since the spell has started. They are continuing on their business freely, openly, within their tent.
Then Winnie would hear it, but obviously it'd kind of echo out through the bond. No, I think we're good.
Yeah, Winnie's gonna take one last sort of look around in this 10-foot bubble, and then blinks. Her eyes return to normal.
And I will take my hands off, releasing to detect thoughts. Don't want to stay in Winnie's head without her having, He's like, right, wonderful.
I think we know why that.
Do you remember Tremont ever asking or working with Queen Mab?
I don't believe so.
I'm just wondering if he said that he had a bad deal with someone from the Feywild and got that rot. And now we see it on Reinhardt. I wonder if Mab was the one that they had the deal with.
Does the rock come from Mab?
I don't know. It seems like an odd thing for her to do, but I don't know.
Anaya, you're going to say something.
As Udazash is speaking, and then Leo says, "Does the rot come from Mab?" The head she just pet. Can she just like look at it real quick? Look at Dribbles just to see if there's any rot on Dribbles, because that would be the third connected to Mab and to rot. That might help us inform a decision.
Make me a medicine check.
Ooh, okay.
You got this.
Ooh.
Okay, we fighting or
Yikes. Okay, so guidance. And that's how guidance is going to happen. Get it together.
I like that.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm going to spin luck. We're going to spin the luck. That's a 7. 7 is spin luck. Do that again.
You got this. You got this.
Okay, so that's slightly better, but not a lot. Let me put the D4 on it. Because of reliable talent, I can't get less than a 10. So that is 14 plus 4, which is 18.
Nice.
You're proficient in medicine? Ooh.
Bard gives me proficiency in medicine.
Why not?
You look at the head of Dripples, who kind of peers at you and then tries to smile, but then it hurts, so they stop. You kind of like lift and inspect the head. You don't see any rot that has set in.
Then she would shrug and say so, just as like a point of noting. There's no grimy rot mold on this one. Not that that's much of him to inspect, but maybe they're not connected. I'm saying you're not rotten. Do you want to be rotten?
Mm-mm.
Then you should be very happy. You're not rotten.
Mm-mm. They try to smile and hurt themselves again.
Also, he's still, as far as we could tell, actively working for Mab, so maybe he has not yet done a thing to get into Mab's bad graces, so I don't know.
It's entirely possible that he ended up with Mab in order to try and cure whatever it is. Maybe she turned him down.
Maybe.
So
You are right that this maybe is how he ended up turning to... How does it go? A world of crime.
So you're this man, the sad man who's rotting away with dusty armor. We're going to kill him.
Yes.
Here in the night market.
Yes. I don't think we should take him anywhere else. That seems unnecessary.
Right. Clearly there are no rules against such things. As she kind of like looks at the bone collector, body collector thing in the distance and says, "Shall we?"
I want to be clear. I don't know the herbs and the potions and things, but there is a very, very, very clear threat of mental domination in some way, shape, or form.
In just being around him or imbibing the
The flower.
Of course.
I only say that this many side effects that are not good, but one that is better is the fact that I can kind of repel that mental intrusion better than most. As a matter of fact, I pretty much can't be. There's a couple of seconds of potentiality within that. But that is not the same for you all, even if you have means of reversing or repelling. I just want you all to be careful. We're stepping into a power that might mean we might turn on each other. I will do my best using the talents that I have to counteract, but just don't. Not that you all ever have been, but we need to be precise and not let them get us with any of that.
May I
No.
help?
If you can think of any way to avoid touching those plants or any of the potions that he has, those are very, very dangerous. And while Winnie and I may have some slightly better resistances against it, they are going to be very, very powerful. So anything we can do to avoid it will be good.
Then may I see everyone's hands? And she'll take her paintbrush out and she'll look at Winnie and then back to everyone else, and everyone gets a stroke of gold. It's kind of like gold. It's actually more like white because of like the pure shining of it, but she's trying to recreate the scrying color of Winnie's eyes as bardic inspiration for everyone. So she is out.
Whoa.
Oof.
And your
Nice.
bardic inspiration is a D.
6.
Thank
Keep
you.
Little.
Keep one of them.
Okay. Well, you did say you were nearly
Yeah.
impervious.
I think he'll see what's happening. He goes, I appreciate it. I think I have a better potential to counteract than most.
And I'm honestly not sure the paint would stick.
I
Oh.
We could try it later.
sure.
Clippy can also go around and collect them. He's done it before.
All right.
Yeah. Do we want to try to when we find the tent, do we want to try to lure him out? Do we want to just try to kill him from afar? Like I said, I do not need to talk to him if it'll be safer.
Safety is quite, relative at this point. I think we should get all the information we need. That's why we take the extra risk. If it could make us safer later than anything we can know now, we should at least try, I think.
Well, let's find his tent first and see what's around it, and we can decide from there. But I'm pretty sure what Vinny saw, I should be able to find that tent.
And as we're moving forward, Anaya, once we've figured out where we're going, do you think you could? And she'll kind of tap her side of her face, like near her eye.
She's already nodding as you're speaking, but she does look around first just to see if anyone's looking directly at her, and she goes, yes, happily. I think I can actually make it quite stealthy.
Good.
And actually, as we start to walk, Ash is going to do two things. She is going to start to re-picture in her mind that tent that because we were all in the telepathic bond so that we could view the scry. So she's going to reimagine it in her head. She's going to hear the same sounds that Winnie was hearing through the scry. She's going to continue to picture outside of that this is the night market, and fill in the gaps with what else she knows about Reinhardt, even though he looks different and probably smells different and sounds different, but this is still the creature she knows. And so she's going to start to use what she knows about finding people in the night market and start to track where they need to go. And the other thing she's going to do is, as we're walking, and she's picturing that she's going to reach into one pocket, and then she's going to reach in another pocket, and then she's going to kind of reach into a bag, and she's I hid this here somewhere, and she's going to reach like deeper into one pocket and pull out her tiny bag that has some of her spell components, and something else is going to fall out. Anaya, a very long time ago, you hid something in a pocket. What was it?
Anaya hid a drawing painting, as she usually does, in there, and you will see she put this in your pocket when you were having a bit of a crisis of identity, not quite sure who you were. And instead of it being directly a portrait of you, it's from behind you, as if it was painted by Anaya looking over your shoulder. And it is the entire group of your friends looking at you the way that Anaya has seen them look at you. So Winifred with this look of pure sisterly love and excitement. Leo with this look of concern and softness that kind of like makes gentle the almost unreadable stoicism that he can have sometimes, getting that kindness there. The wide, almost face-breaking grin of Marcus. You have Basu as well there, who is like looking up at you with pride and with genuine affection. And it's not so much about how you see yourself. It is about how the people you trust see you. And that's as close as she can give you to identity when she can't define it for you, but she can show you how she sees it.
And Anaya didn't put herself into this painting?
She did not. She was behind you.
Udazash stops for just a moment and then keeps walking. And then is going to smile and put that back into her bag. And keep a hold of the mistletoe and look over at Anaya. And the verbal she's going to use for Pass Without Trace is, she's just going to look at Anaya and say, "Thank you."
All right.
And for the next hour, we'll have +10 to our stealth.
Ooh. Love that spell.
And she'll continue to lead forward towards where she's pretty sure she knows where this tent is.
Just for fun, because it is D&D, go ahead and give me a survival check. I will say with advantage.
Okay.
Kuja, I'm only asking because you brought it up slightly as a joke, but also not. Were you serious about all of us just saying, F it, we have the lucky feet? I'm just marking I'm changing my character sheet. I have to type stuff out. That's all. That's all.
Fuck it. Do it. If you already had lucky, congratulations. You can take another feat in addition.
Damn.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. With a 17, it doesn't take you long. In fact, you're pretty sure you saw this tent when you were walking through the ways through this night market. It is small, sort of nestled between two other spots. There's nobody outside. There's no patrons stopping in. It's quiet.
Is the flap open so that we can see inside, or closed?
Open.
I will stop us far enough away so that we can be out of eyesight from whoever would be inside. So if we have to like duck around another stall or something and still be fairly out of sight from everything. And then yeah, I will look at everybody and then look at Anaya and say, is this where you'd like to, in the telepathic bond, is this where you'd like to have Cosmo go?
Sure, what's this? Basu! Get me on the back! I'm choking!
Okay.
The big pat, she's going to use that to hopefully like cover up the fact that her eye is shooting out her the socket of her skull. So that in this busy market, no one's like, I'm sorry, was that your eye? I just wanted to wah.
Yeah, you know what? Because it's D&D, I need a performance check.
Okay, and you know what? I should have seen that frickin' coming.
I will say it's with advantage because Basu is quite
Helping.
literally slapping the hell out of your back for the choking
gotta
that you're experiencing.
Okay, well, that's a 20 at best. I'll take it.
Okay. You... It just pops right out. As we'll say, it's as there is a say it's as a couple people are like walking in between you all and the tent, and they just see like the orb fly out, and they just like, oh my word, my goodness, we have to go.
Happens all the time. Happens all the time. So sorry. Don't even worry about it.
Which is hilarious because it's the Feywild, and I'm sure they've seen worse.
100%.
Yeah.
Cosmo rolls into that tent. It's quiet. You
Is
can
it empty?
see it is not empty. There is that individual in the corner.
Okay.
And no one else.
No one else.
Everything that Winnie had scryed is still looks the same. It looks like no time has passed. Like we had okay, great. Then I think,
And I'm also aware that Cosmo does also grant you true sight.
yes, for 30 feet. As long as I
Things
spin
appear
my
as they are.
charge, which I do. I think I let everyone know. Nothing has changed. It seems that he is still alone in the tent, in a quiet position. I see no difference.
Well, do we want to just go on in, or do we want to try to lure him out? Or and Udazash takes the bow off her back.
I have a cookie.
Or we can offer him a cookie. I would come out of any tent for a cookie from Grandma.
Udash,
Oh, okay.
I'll follow your lead on this one.
Same.
Well, if we want to try to get any information from him, I feel like the straightforward approach is probably best. Just go in and try to talk to him. And if anyone is going to stay outside, it would be those of you who are least likely to, or most likely to get taken over by plants. So maybe I just go in with Winnie and maybe Leo, or maybe not even go in, just like stand at the door. I don't know.
All right. With Cosmo going in, is there a way to like come in the backside of the tent? It's
Yeah, it's a 10.
It's 10. All right. Dash, if that's what you want to do, maybe the rest of you listen at the back of the tent.
I'll keep Cosmo inside and I'll stay here. It's only for 10 minutes, but
I will not need 10 minutes.
so scary.
I was not even trying to be, but thank you. Udazash is going to. I kind of picture that we were all like crouched over behind a stall or something, and she's going to get up and for a moment turn around and look at all of her friends. And it might come through the telepathic bond, but she's going to take like the briefest of moments, especially after what she just saw from the picture that she got from Anaya. But she's very well aware that this might be the last moments she has in the Feywild ever. And here in the Feywild, everything is like extra. It's more. And one of the things she loves about it is she gets to see her friends the way that she always has figured that they deserve to be seen, that you don't really get to experience on the material plane. And so knowing that she's about to turn around and confront Reinhardt, and that's probably going to be it, she takes this last moment to like really easily see them. And it's the same way that she would use if she was tracking prey, which is kind of the weird way of thinking about it, when she really thinks about someone or something or somewhere to go. But in this case, she's remembering and picturing them the way that that extra bit that she gets when you're in the Feywild. She looks at Basu and she sees the safety of a strong hug and the breeze of running and the joy you get from running. She thinks about Leo and the calm and the tower of strength that raises you into the sky and the smell of clouds. And she looks at Anaya, and it's the red of acrylic smeared across a watercolor landscape that frames her face. And she looks at Marcus, and it's the smell of a home-cooked meal, but it's not a specific food. And that confused her for such a long time, because she couldn't picture the food until she realized it's not a specific food. It's the comfort of a home-cooked meal. And she had never experienced what a home-cooked meal was until she had one from Marcus. And she looks at Winnie, and it's the feel of hope in your hand and your head held high. She kind of looks at everybody, her new family, and says, all right, I'm going to go talk to Reinhardt. She turns around and walks into the tent.
Right before, as she's walking, chronically, this is going to be a weird thing to ask. If Sai had a spell save DC, what would it be?
Okay. What's your spell save DC?
Currently 22.
I'll say 22. That's fine.
Totally fair.
Save the match.
For Leo, realizing this is a very important, he's always known, but this is a very important moment for Udazash. And at the end of the day, he understands that even though this night market is filled with wild and eclectic faces and physicalities and the like, he's still a literal illithid about to walk into a space. And he's been trying to hone himself in this space, trying to not let it take him out of himself, but to give Udazash the best chance that she can get and getting the information. He understands if he walks into this space the way he looks, the DC for that interaction goes astronomically higher. He understands that the stakes become more. So I'm going to make a wisdom saving throw against Sai to see if I can disguise back into normal Leo. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try for the sake of her.
Okay.
We love a self nerf.
And that is a 23. It's wild.
I'm gonna back you up, but that's all.
I actually think there's a solid moment. We don't have to do it the whole conversation, but there's a solid moment where Sai goes, "Why?"
Because our fights are just not our own. And I think we need to. And I think there's a peeling away, almost as if your mind never saw him as an Illithid. You've always saw him as the dark-skinned boy that he is. As I successfully did not think I would turn back into human Leo.
Okay.
And if Leo is on, like walking just behind Zash on the right, Winnie is mirroring on the left.
Marcus will join Anaya and Basu. Just say to Udazash right before you leave, "You say the word, we're going in there, and I'm ready to start swinging."
Well, either you hear my word, or I trust you to come on in when you think it's needed.
We got your back, Udazash. Don't worry.
With you around, I never do.
I should actually say mirroring Winnie as I'm on the right. Actually, does Winnie have a preference to be on the left or the right?
I don't think she does.
At the very least, I will stand when we get into that almost like triangulated moment. There's just a pulse. I am going to 4th level cast Intellect Fortress.
Woo.
Doing it up by 1, so both of you have resistance to psychic damage and advantage on all mental saves for the next hour.
Oh, thank you.
The three of you enter into this tent, and you can see Reinhardt in the corner. He's, "Oh, just one moment, I am finishing something. Please feel free to..."
Hello, Reinhardt.
Set the mortar and pestle to the side. And they stand and they turn, and you can see that blight is on the neck. It started to go up their cheek and disappear under the robes that they wear. Well, I am glad that at least she sent one that I would enjoy a conversation with. And thank God it wasn't a fucking clown that did it, because that asshole was annoying.
So Mab was sending the clown.
Well, in her own way, she sent many clowns. And they provided ample testing opportunity to ensure that the stock was good. And he gestures to the potions.
why?
Do you remember your first time seeing someone enter our world from the material plane? And how anxious they were to return home?
Yes, but they had a interesting time of it.
Right. And some did, and some didn't. Some managed to navigate our realm and be able to return with a story, an experience, or perhaps just satisfied enough with their being, while others weren't so lucky. I worked for Mab. Yes, thank you, Teddy. For as long as I can remember. And do you want to know the upsetting thing? I can't remember anything prior to being at her side, to be her muscle, her blade to cut through her enemies, to fight against her sister. After so many years, I started to wonder, what was my life like before this dog wouldn't stop fucking barking? Do you remember yours? Do you remember what life was like before you were sworn to her service as well?
I have recently learned that what I remember and what I do not remember is very complicated.
Oh, right. And is it because you went back and forth?
Yes and no.
You see, it dawned on me one day. A soldier, a poor soul who went the wrong way in the forest to wind up in our realm. A man sworn to defend someone. That I realized I couldn't remember swearing an oath. And I was curious. And so I asked Titania. You see that they take a little bit of tea, drink it. I asked her, what was my life like before this? Do you know what she said to me? It was very unremarkable and not worth talking about. The words of a fey queen, after all, are valuable. Unremarkable.
Was it the truth?
She never told me. And after I asked again, she forbade me from finding out. Apparently, wanting to know my origin was an insult in her eyes. But when you feel a burning need to understand who you are and where you've come from, what made you what you are, outside of an oath you can't remember swearing, you don't lose that. And so I asked a third time, would you like to know what her response was? I was removed from my service. All of the favor that I had earned in her court removed, and in turn granted this. A fae who preaches beauty and freedom and love and happiness and emotion looked at someone who didn't know what to do without knowing who they were and cursed them. I had nowhere to go in the material plane. I had nowhere to run. No one would afford me an escape. Lucky for me, someone approached me and proposed an idea. Someone named Hezekiah. It was another dragonborn, Brass, who said that there was a change on the horizon. That our wings would spread over this land, and we would be able to do whatever we wanted without fear of appeasing or insulting foolish fae queens. I came here to the night market, and I found a Kenku. One who could teach me things. And so, with this taking away all of my physical prowess on the battlefield, I decided to find a new purpose.
So, you traded your hatred for a Fae Queen for the purpose of serving an evil goddess? Do you know who you're making these plants for? Do you know who you're making these potions for?
Do you know who you carry out your tasks for?
I'm discovering that now. Do you have any idea what I carry inside of me and am now trying to protect, to save the world from people?
Utazash, I want you to know that I do respect you greatly. But I will tell you, without a moment's hesitation as I look in your eyes, you were afforded a different kind of treatment than I was afforded in my court.
Of course
You
I was.
stand.
Do you think I do not know this? Do you think I am not aware of this? Especially after the story that you have told me. I am not interested in comparing rights and wrongs. I do not remember most of it. I have had my fair share of things, horrible things done to me, but I have also forgotten them. They've been taken from me. What I have strived to do is what you've said that you've wanted to do, which is find out who you are and become your own person. And it sounds like you've just turned to serve another being who is not going to care about you. What do you know about the Dragon Queen?
I know that her wings stretch very far. And I know that beyond any doubt, it is she that will finally break the chains that have been wrapped around my neck for as long as I can remember.
She'll do that by burning you to ash. She does not care for you. She does not care for anyone. She only cares for herself and her domination. Have you been taking your own flowers? Have you become blinded to your own Your own stock?
What would you propose in that moment when someone approached me after I have been cursed, removed from all places where my name and association could mean something? Please tell me. What would you tell the version of me that agreed to help them? What would you say to them? Would you say it will get better? Would you say go and apologize? Would you say find a different way to serve?
I would say none of those things. Those are all stupid things to say. What I would say to you right now is you know better. What I would say to you right now is that this is a foolhardy path. You are enabling death and destruction. And if you think that helping the Queen of Dragons is going to free you, all it's going to free you from is living. And I'm not talking about the fact that I have been sent to kill you. I'm talking about the fact that she is going to burn one world after another. That is what she has said she wanted to do.
In Udazash's mind, I mean, in telepathic bond, but I think it's very much pointed to Udazash. Because Leo's been listening, not having context, not really having the personal connection to what's happening. But he's been saying some stuff that in reality rings very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yet another person using their power and abusing it, not letting this person have what they want, which is their memories, their past, and all that ultimately is why we're at where we're at now. And as this kind of going back and forth is happening, Leo hasn't done anything. He's been very quiet. But I think there's just a moment of, what if we give him what he wants? He wants his past. He wants to remember.
In the telepathic bond, you want to offer him what you did to me.
Want is not really the operative here, but it is very clear that he has a lot of feelings, and it all stems from the part of him that has been removed. I don't want to make myself an enemy of Titania, but if it would mean ultimately for the betterment of the world, when he is not doing what he is doing now, returning his memory seems like the better choice. I'm not saying I can, but I can attempt to.
There'll be that moment of quiet as we converse, and then Udazash will kind of straighten and say, do you know how I ended up back in the Feywilds recently?
No.
I got some of my own memory back. I figured out a little piece of who I was, of where I had been losing, not just bits and pieces, but whole chunks of my memory. And I was lucky enough to have found people who came to me not because they wanted to find someone else for me to serve. They wanted to be my friend. They wanted to help. And eventually, one of them was able to help remove the block that had been put there so that I could remember some of my past, so that I could remember exactly what it is that you wanted, just to remember where you came from. I cannot fix what you have already done. I do not even know if I can fix what is going to happen. I don't even know if we can give you your past, but my friend has offered to try if you are interested. And maybe if you do remember who you were, maybe it will convince you to remember the good parts of who you were. Because the Reinhardt I'd remembered was an asshole, but they were an honorable asshole. They were one that I was proud to fight against.
Udazash, I would like for you to make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Is it 23?
Reinhardt, you hear that ghostly cough again as they take another sip of their tea and then set it down. No. And before you assume my intent, allow me to explain why. There are two reasons. The easiest for me to say is that if my helping the Queen of Dragons extend her reach to these lands and raise them to the ground, then I would love nothing more to know that the queens join in that burning. But the more important reason, and you see some of that hardness in that expression shifts. Is that I know that if you grant me what it is that I seek, you will anger Titania. And that would invite ruin upon you and yours. A ruin that I would not wish on another.
I don't know whether to thank you or not. Eventually, no matter what happens, I'm going to have to kill you because this is the only way that my friends can get home safely. This is the deal that I made. After that is done, I'm going with them, and I am not allowed to ever return. That is also part of the deal that is done. So it may anger Titania, but she will have to come to the material plane to exact her revenge. And if I stop the Queen of Dragons from burning it to the ground, that is a chance I am willing to take.
It is your choice.
Think about it this way. What's better revenge than to get what you wanted?
All right.
I'll turn to Leo. And out loud, I'll say, if you are still okay with doing this, what can I do to help?
Before that's even answered, before I do anything, that all right? Can I incite the intent? Is he
Sure.
inviting Udazash's quarry, or is he settling in to be killed? Or like,
On a similar vein, I would like to insight whether or not I get a lot of rage and desperation, and this is someone who is so angry at what he has been through that he doesn't care who else he hurts in trying to take down Titania and thereby her sister Mab. How much destruction is he willing to put forth on us, and is he going to lash out the minute Leo or Utazash gets close?
Go ahead and give me an insight.
19 for me.
19. He's
I-
being genuine.
I would also like to help Winnie, because as much as I want Leo to help him remember, because I do genuinely feel like this is the best way of going about this. Let him remember his past, get the revenge he wanted on Titania, and then I'll kill him. Because to Udazash, this feels like the epic end of this story. This feels like a satisfying end to the story. She is also well aware that this could also be a trap. So I'm also kind of watching closely. So can I help Winnie in this moment of,
Sure.
Is he also like holding onto a flower in his back pocket to go, ah,
Yeah. Are we gonna get
Pocket
scarecrowed?
flower.
yeah.
There we go. 25 insight.
You think to that shift when Reinhardt heard Udazash's voice. It wasn't a shift of tension necessarily. It was an acknowledgement of what Udazash's presence meant. And as this conversation has been happening, you can see the blight and how deep it goes. You can see that the armor was fit for somebody large and muscular and built for combat. This individual before you is no longer that. You don't get any intent from this individual that he is going to actively attempt anything on you.
Would that insight, DM, be enough for Winnie to be able to tell how long he has?
Yes. Maybe a month.
And I think as Udazash and Leo step forward, Winnie's staying where she is, keeping watch, and in a telepathic bond. I think he's ready to be done. If that blight continues the way it is, he won't last the month.
Udazash doesn't respond, but you do see like a slight nod.
I think probably then is kind of when it shifts to Leo almost becoming the point of that triangle. You don't know me, and I can't say that's for the better or not because that isn't really important. Because of circumstances thrust upon me. And as he says that, the disguise slowly begins to fade. almost like peeling back. Not necessarily fractal and a Skydian, but there's just a shifting, almost like a heat wave, forming into what he is. I'm able to do impossibilities. I will tell you right now, there is a real world in which this does not work. And to be quite blunt, considering time frame, I have no obligation to assist in this matter, but I'm not a fan of anyone, be you God, Archdevil, or even Queen, making choices for anyone, especially without their permission. And I do not care if her reign of terror turns towards me. At the very least, I can attempt to give you what you were denied. Because no one deserves to have their purpose denied. I will warn you though, just get it out there, if you try anything, I will purposely extend your life so you can know pain.
Even though this individual is no warrior, they look at you with this steely-eyed expression of a soldier. Impressive. I accept your offer if it is still extended.
I'm nobility. I think I have to keep my word. At least I should, but... And I think he just kind of looks back for a moment, and the entire head isn't necessarily shifting. But I think in that look, there's two things. It's a Udazash, absolutely sure, question mark. But also kind of a ping to those outside, noting that everything is okay if they want to come in.
And when you look at me, there's no doubt in my mind, in my demeanor. Absolutely.
Then do I have permission to touch you?
You do.
I'm going to extend my hands and intentionally not try to touch where any of the blight is, because I don't know that. No. But it's going to go to temples. Then just clear as much of your thoughts as you can, including your desire to end, including your desire to release, to serve, to kneel. Release it all. I'm going to detect thoughts. I have to do this with a psionic die, less about not using components, more about it won't require concentration. So I still have the intellect fortress up, just in case.
Okay.
And I'm going to immediately dive in the same way that I went into Udazash's space, trying to see if there is a similarity, if there's doors with wards, if there's that energy that he saw when we were within the temple to Bahamut.
You don't see doors or windows. You see walls. You see walls covered with a beautiful ivy that are placed around large chunks of this individual's mind. A door and a window implies that there is some sort of method of access. A wall is just that.
Does it seem impenetrable? Can I see seams? Can I see...
Yes, you can see seams.
He would hear it telepathically because it's just the nature of what's happening right now. This may hurt. I apologize. I'm going to start with, as I see these seams, almost like trying to peel and look at it, finding that edging so I can start to tear down this wall piece by piece, starting with the Dispel magic.
It takes some time, but you eventually do bring down this wall. It actually doesn't take much. These aren't the wards that were in Udazash's mind. This was just placed with intent and meant to remain, with no additional security meant. In this, you all, through the telepathic bond, see that Reinhardt was a jolly and warm and loud fellow when he was on the material plane. He ran with a group of mercenaries that, unlike many that you might hear, sort of considered themselves a found family. A found family that turned into a true family as Reinhardt found love. Reinhardt was married and had 2 children when he took the contract to hunt a displacer beast. The beast took out 2 of his party, and while the remaining 3 survived, this displacer beast belonged to a particular fae. A fae who did not take kindly to his companion being taken from him. And much like the stories you hear of the poor mortals who stumble their way into spring or winter, Reinhardt and 2 of his companions were pulled. And over time, wandering, lost, slowly going mad, Titania appeared and offered an alternative. Considering that these 3 souls were brave enough to stand against a displacer beast and do away with it so fiercely, they could ensure their survival and swear allegiance to her, or be doomed to wander the Feywild until the end of their days, whenever that would be. Reinhardt, believing that he was going to find a way to return home to his family, enlisted in her service while the other 2 took their chances. And those other 2 became the statues that you would see in a stone garden outside Spring. Similar to Udazash, Reinhardt was sent back and forth and back and forth to handle the errands of his queen, and each time hoping that he would find his way back to his love. But anytime he would get close, he would be pulled back and more memory would be lost. He had been back and forth so many times that his memory of his family was starting to fade. As everybody experiences these memories, Reinhardt's expression shifts and he becomes lost in this feeling of loss. He looks right at Uda's Ash. Ashara and Kilgrave. Ashara was my wife, and Kilgrave was my son. If you are to be permanently placed back there, I would ask, please, I know I don't deserve it, but if you could please just, if you can ensure that they had lived good lives, that they had done something while I was gone, please. I would very much like to know that I will rest well knowing that they had some form of peace after I was gone.
Did I see an image of Ashara and Kilgrave?
Yes.
As he's saying that out loud, there's almost a shift for him, or his own self, for his own sanity, back to those two, picturing them intently. And I think Winnie would probably be the one to see it because of how we're kind of triangulated. There's going to be almost a shimmer of something ribbon-like that begins to form as I'm going to encode thoughts.
I promise I will. Does not matter if you deserve it, but they deserve to know.
Then, he's got tears in his eyes. You will need something else, and he will turn, and under the sort of desk that he's got sort of his wares displayed on, he pulls out a small tray filled with 9 vials of a different kind of liquid. And he slides them across the desk. This is the antidote. I had it developed just in case the potion would affect the wrong person, or I would not be able to stomach it for long. I had these made with the original batch. If you find someone who can replicate, I can write down the list of ingredients you will need.
This is invaluable, and I do not need to find someone. And Udazef just looks at Winnie.
Winnie has just been watching this whole time, save for the information that she provided through the telepathic bond. She has just been watching Reinhardt. And she looks at him not with pity, but with a kind of understanding. And I think she finally speaks out loud to him. Aye. That is something I should be able to recreate.
It is not difficult. It's just gathering all of the ingredients. When after I am gone, to appease the rules of the night market, I am bequeathing everything in this tent to you all. Do with what you will. You will have enough to last a long time, to make more of these antidotes. Hezekiah, it is they presented themselves as a silver dragonborn. I believe they were stationed in that I believe is where they were taking some of the ones I had made. I know that there were many other spaces that they went to, but
Master Reinhardt, is there anything else that you can tell us about your contacts within the cult?
The main contact I had was Hezekiah, but there was another an individual. I believe he was some sort of wizard. He had a sword at his side. I was never fortunate enough to learn his name, but sometimes he himself also came. It was clear he was in a position of authority over the others. I don't have many other pieces I can give you.
I appreciate what you are willing to give, sir.
What else do you need?
I'm gonna look at Winnie and Leo. Do either of you need anything else?
Honestly, I think Winnie's going to take actually physically take the antidotes, and whatever else she can immediately put into the bag of holding. Because as far as we're aware, the minute he's down, off we go.
Yeah. That's whether or not that's true, I think that's a safe assumption.
Mm-hmm. I think before she kind of steps back into formation, she's going to put a hand on Reinhardt's arm. May the matron find you ease, sir.
Pray she takes me to my family.
Just step back.
Is there anything else you I don't know the rituals and rites of death, but perhaps if there's anything else you at least want to say before you no longer can.
He's going to look at Uda's ash. I am spending my last breaths to
tell you that I hope the life that you have made for yourself is everything that you need it to be. And that these people around you are the loves of life that will keep you moving forward.
In the telepathic bond, I'm going to say, would you step outside for a second?
He will nod. She'll squeeze Udazash's hand, walk out towards the front, and wait for Leo to follow her.
Just for a moment in that mental space, I think you all know when the former wizard, the intellect, the analyst starts to ponder and think of equations, I guess I can say. But as you ask that, there's almost a stop, a sudden pause. This is not his equation to solve. And he will give a nod that shift back into his true self. True. The detect thoughts will end. I will give him just one last nod, and I will just turn, and I will follow.
Once they're outside, so it took a very long time, but I did find out. I got sent to the Feywild to escape. I got sent there because they stuck a thing in me from Tiamat. And so, yeah, it's been the back and forth that was making me lose some of my memory, but it was also Mab wiping it all away, over and over and over and over again. And it took finding some amazing people, a new family, who were able to dig it out for me. And just as they did, just as the cycle was finally broken, and I was finally going to get answers, she pulled us all here. And that is why the deal was made. So not only do I need to save them, because they are my family, and not only do I need to send them all back home, because they are going to help save the world from the Queen of Dragons, but it is the right thing to do. So if it helps at all, in this last moment, you are getting one final fuck you on both of them. And I am sorry that we could not have been friends.
I am too.
And I will make this quick and painless. because that is what you deserve, because you are an honorable man. And there's a moment, and outside the tent, you just hear a, and then it's done. Because that's what Udazash does.
There's a few weighted moments that pass before everyone here feels this. It's like their center of gravity gets pulled back and down, and you're pulled into darkness before you find yourself not where you were before. You find yourself in a tavern. You hear the not so distant sounds of people downstairs in the elf song, enjoying their drink and their lunch. It was, I believe, morning when you had decided to do this. But the colors in the room, the breeze that you feel in your cheek from the open window, the sounds of people out on those streets who will have no idea of what you just went through. All of it seems just a little duller. Time in the Feywild, and amongst its beauty and its beautiful quality, for a few minutes, it's jarring to be back on the material plane. And it is here we are going to take our 10-minute break. I'm doing this on camera. I don't care. Safety check-in. How are we feeling? Okay. Safety check-ins are important, people.
I appreciate you doing it on camera every now and then.
Yeah, no, it's important. To our incredible audience, we are going to take some bio breaks. So get yourself a snack, get yourself some water, take your medicine if you haven't, and we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. We are back, everybody. And welcome back, everyone. So, everyone can feel that breath of air that is not as, I don't want to say acidic, because it's not acidic. It doesn't have that spark that the Feywild air does. It's your first breath of material plane air in what feels like a few days. And while there are some confusing expressions on Kellen, Mishka, and Shale, considering you all are just standing there, and now Winifred doesn't have an Elder Cross, but that is a conversation for another time. I leave it to our players.
Plop. No, that doesn't actually happen. I do think there's a moment of like, this isn't a trick, right?
No, the saturation is truly down.
Winnie's hand immediately flies to her forehead.
Elder Cross is gone.
Freedom. Oh.
Oh, am I heavier here? I think I'm heavier here.
Maybe it's just your spirit.
Maybe.
What is Ash?
What is that?
Who is Ash?
Hive mind.
You all turn to her, and she's just kind of standing there looking a little confused. She still has her bow out. And the confusion on her face is reading like something is off. And she hasn't figured out what it is yet. And it's partially that she's feeling that connection to the... It's not that she's lost her connection to the Feywild. It's she's feeling it one way now. Yes? What?
Question, Chronicler. Did my... I only ate one of the cookies. Did the other two make it back? Like, do I still have them in the material plane?
Yes, you do.
I think Anaya just kind of steps up to the side and holds out the snickerdoodle cookie in kind of like a silent offering.
You still have... You got... you still have her cookies. Yeah. You don't want... Don't you want her cookies? You're going to want to save those. You're not going to be able to get those again for quite a while. I don't think they'll ever grow stale.
And that's why you should have one, because I still have the best one. And it's the one that's like a monster icing disaster.
Picturing it's got like there's like, it's one of those cookies that you get from like the Schnucks bakery or whatever that's got like the good inch and then another layer of fondant on top.
It's just fun.
So,
what color is the icing?
I think it literally looks like a Jason Pollock. It's like you know the Hook imagination food.
Oh my
like
God.
Blues and yellows and greens and reds, but kind of icing versions of those colors. So not super saturated, but it looks like that.
She's looking at the one that you're holding out, and I appreciate it. I really do. Hold on to it for now. I am still very full from the one that I had. No, I appreciate it, but not right now. Not. I'll be right back. And she's gonna just like walk with it's the nonchalant walk of I'm not running. Watch me. I'm not running. Look at me. I'm definitely not running.
Totally not running.
Totally not running. And she just walks towards the window and opens up the window and then like does I'm walking up the side of the outside of the wall to go to the roof. But does it in that weird way that she does, and where she just kind of steps outside and then just starts walking up the side of the wall. Still
the skitter.
Yeah, but she's still holding the bow at her side, like she's forgotten that she needs to put it away. And just walks up to the roof.
Okay. What? It's just you and me now, 2 cookies. Down.
I don't know if that qualifies as a cookie. More
It
like
does.
an
I
anomaly.
bought it from the cookie shop.
Sure.
Her fingers are sinking into the.
Not
When,
sticky.
Liam, what?
It's... How do you feel?
I don't know yet. And like, you all know Winnie at this point. She is so incredibly insightful. Just look at her fucking passive. in a way that I think is unfamiliar to the party. She looks a little gobsmacked, like shell shock, a little blank behind the eyes. Like you can almost see the little buffering wheel between her little eyebrows.
Then if Shale and Mishka and Kellen are kind of like in this space too. Before I look at them, I'm actually gonna stop and look at Basu. And how are you?
You know, I'm good. I know we all just went through a lot. More of us than others. But you have to understand, the Fae was always something of myth and stories and horror stories and legend, and we all went through it and we're back.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's more than that, but we accomplished things. I'm proud of us.
I am too. Then turning finally to look at the three. There's a lot. It's the exact same time as we left.
That was
Wild.
that was the deal.
Yeah,
like
just like
point in time.
Mm-hmm.
To you, nothing just happened. A lot has happened.
I had to say about 3 days worth.
Cheryl, still holding a glass of mimosa.
Of course she is.
Okay. When you're ready, we can talk about... You look very pretty without your... I'm going to have another mimosa. Do you need mimosas? I think we could go with some mimosas. Thoughts?
Honestly, yeah. Could I have one?
We're allowed to have food again.
Were we not
Well, we
supposed
could
to have
ask for
food? She's got both cookies in her hands.
I think that offering coin for it is a little different than having it offered as a gift.
Whew. Yes,
Actually,
a
really
mimosa,
nice
please.
Yeah, mimosas all
Shale.
around for sure. I don't even know what that is.
Oh my god, Basu. And she just like disappointed in you and like
God.
disappears out the door to go downstairs to order mimosas for everybody.
Leo's gonna see Mishka and Kellen, who probably look just as confused. I didn't die. We didn't die. That's great.
Good. Standing here really was dangerous, says Mishka.
By the way, have we talked to Granny?
Not in maybe a day or two. I'm sure
We
can
should
reach
check
out.
in. Someone's trying to encroach on her territory, and I don't like it.
Oh, Mishka's like, all right. Who are we talking to?
Not like in the fight to the death. Yes.
Shing.
Stop.
Okay, cool.
Just like
What's up?
dagger suddenly floating next to me. No, maybe no. She was. Long story that I will also fill you in on. We probably should. I just want to check in. Feel like I haven't seen her in a bit.
Yeah, no, we can do that.
I know we've got things to do here, and then we should probably head to but we could also go back to the Bastion for a little bit. It's been a while since we've checked in there anyway.
That is true.
I can
need
get
to
us
also
there.
tell my mother that I do. Maybe we just take a moment and now is when he just kind of gets lazy. What actually happens is his body just goes from vertical to suddenly being horizontal.
Mishka's like poking you so you float a little bit. He's like a balloon.
The Feywild sucks. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. It's just so
Hey.
sorry. I apologize. It was like an itch with no cream able to soothe it.
Are you saying you're allergic to the Feywild?
I think I'm allergic to the Feywild. Yes. Funnily enough, I never had allergies other than bullshit. But like, I never really had allergies. I think. Well,
That's not true.
First of all, watch your tone.
I'm just saying.
Okay. No, it was a lovely experience. I think he looked at Buzzer when he says that. But unless it is a desire between, and he pauses as he looks towards the window, remembering that someone can't go back. If there's a world where she gets to go back, and we go with, I will brave it. But until then, I will stay here. Patting the air next to me.
when he's going to kiss Marcus, she's exhausted and relieved, and I'll be. And she's gonna.
I got your shit.
Go find Udazash on the roof.
You'll find her sitting on the roof, staring kind of out into the middle distance. Arms, she's got her knees up and her arms kind of hanging on them, and her bow is still just in her hand. Once again, like she's just forgotten that she's still holding it.
Winnie comes up the little ladder outside of that main upstairs room, finds Udazash, and just sits down next to her.
Don't know what I was expecting to feel. I thought I was prepared. That's probably silly of me to say, right?
No. And you hear her slip into Sylvan. No, that's pretty much how I feel.
I mean, and she'll join you in Sylvan. I knew what was coming. I had plenty of time. I knew the exact moment. I'd been thinking about it for days. And it's not anything like I expected.
No, it won't be. And I don't know if it's ever going to feel. I don't know if we'll ever have words for it.
It's always weird when we come back. It's always an adjustment. It's always kind of like squinting because everything just looks a little weird, and like I'm missing something. But now I'm missing. It's like I'm missing something in the back of my head that was always there, and it's not there now.
But you know it used to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be there. And it's not going to be there anymore. And I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that feeling, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I was prepared to be okay with that because I know it's I was very prepared for what I needed to give up and what I'm going to get out of it, but I'm not prepared for having to remember what I'm giving up. I wasn't prepared for having to remember this. I kind of want to forget this. Winnie, I don't want to remember this.
Winnie wraps her arms around Utazash and runs her hands along that little crest. And she's just sort of mumbling nonsense words, but it's a soothing, gentle tone. And if you want the memory gone, there are ways to do that. One of them is standing, floating downstairs right now. If that is what you want, I'm sure Leo would be amenable.
I think that's not a choice I should make right now, right? I think that's also something I need to learn with remembering things, right? Is not to make that choice in this moment. Right? I'm lucky. I have someone that I can turn to. I'm just remembering things. I shouldn't get rid of things that I'm just remembering, even if they're painful. So I'm it hurts now, but I should remember this because in a little while, then I'm going to be remembering all the good things about the Feywild, and then this moment won't be so bad. And then when I'm remembering all of you longer than just a couple of years, this moment won't be so painful. This just is hard right now. This is really hard right now. I haven't had to deal with this right now. Or maybe I haven't. I just don't remember doing it.
I know, love. We are made up of all of those memories. The good ones and the bad ones and the ones that hurt like you're being stabbed and the ones that ache like sore muscles. But we would not be who we are without the good and the bad and the painful and the joyous and the terrifying. The pain is yours.
I didn't want to do it downstairs because I knew everybody was going to be happy to be back, and I didn't want anyone to feel bad about being happy to be back because everyone should be happy to be back. That was the whole point of coming back. So,
and we have work to do here.
We have a lot of work to do, and that needs to happen. But I wanted to make sure that That included being. That included celebrating getting back safely, and at a time that wasn't weeks from now. And thank you.
Always.
At least there was a lot of good things that came out of that. And you watch as she looks above your eye line.
It's been with me for so long, I'm not even sure who I am without it, but it feels like someone cut an anchor line away from my ankle. And I may be floating and aimless, but at least I'm not sinking to the bottom of the sea anymore.
And now we get to watch you fly.
Quite literally.
Well, that was worth it then.
I couldn't have done it without you. Without any of you.
I couldn't have done it without you and any of you. That's what family is for, right?
And now we protect our family.
How does Clippy say it? We protect our family.
Oh my God.
What that wasn't a good impression. I'm not.
That's you know what? I don't think. I love that little robot. Who am I kidding?
And she's gonna slip back into comment. We need to find out if he had dreams. I'm really curious, but I did not want to ask after I asked that one time, and then you were like worried, and everybody was worried, and now that we're back, and I need to ask.
No, you're right. I'm a little curious about it, but at the same time, I'm a little freaked out because what does it mean if a non-sentient being, does that mean he's sentient? Does that mean he's got a consciousness? Is he here of his own free will? I don't know how to feel about any of that.
I'm excited to find out all of those things.
Yeah, honestly.
Let's go find out. And she'll stand up and hold out her hand.
Yeah. When he'll grab your hand and hop to her feet.
And you notice that somehow in the middle of all of that, she's put her bow on her back again. And she'll go running downstairs with you.
Yeah. And as Winnie follows, catches up, and links elbows with Udazash, and she, as they walk in, there is. For the longest time, Winnie was the one who kept her hood up. She kept her shoulders hunched. She tried to keep herself hidden. And as she walks in, her shoulders are straight. And her chin is a little lifted, and there's almost a bit of a sway to her step.
As they were gone, because this would happen at the same time, obviously Leo didn't stay down. Two different moments, but not anything that's too long. I think the first thing that would happen is, outside of seeing Mishka and Kellen, hey Anaya. Later on, I would love to speak to you about some things, but that can come later. Do you charge for your artistry?
Oh my god. I'm sure something can be arranged.
I had something that honestly was actually from Barnabas's point of view, that I think would be very nice, either here or within the Bastion or somewhere.
I would love to hear all about it. My art in the Bastion. I've come a long way from the sewers, you know.
Yeah, well, I think Bastion, Barnabas.
What did you call me?
No, you can, of course.
Oh, all right. No, it's fine.
No, you're okay. No, it's actually I guess it would be a landscape. You know, if I'm being honest, this place is a little bit like 5% less bright.
It really is.
And I think as I say that, what Anaya would see for a moment is us being back in the Feywild, but it's not us. It is quite literally Barnabas watching Udazash on watch in the Feywild. I would like that.
This is incredible. I can do this, yes. And she's trying not to blink so that the image doesn't go away. And she's trying to memorize while she's like patting around her for different painting instruments. And I think she's starting to take in the light. Now, Udazash being on watch, I'm assuming that means it's at night. There's a campfire. You can see kind of like the shapes of the rest of the party sleep. Okay. Yeah, she's getting all of those details.
There's a tree specifically as well that's pretty grand that Udazash was standing next to at one point.
Remember that.
And you could tell there was a level of like not longing, but like genuine like peace upon her. And I think it's a small, I don't want to call it a token, but for all of the shit that he talks about the Feywild, it was someone's home. And as someone who longed to get home, he understands what that word means. So having at least a picture would be very nice.
For as long as you show this to her, she greedily is you can see her eyes kind of going back and forth, trying to take in every detail and shade. And whenever that vision finishes, she looks to you and says, I don't think it's very fair that Udazash, at current, can't return home. But I hope this at least tides her over until a solution can be found. Hopefully within 2 days.
That's very specific.
I paint fast.
Oh, I see. Well, don't feel like you have to rush. I want it to be, and I'm not saying it wouldn't be right with your speed, but
I know the payment.
Okay. You see him start to pull out his black card.
Could the clown keep me company while I paint?
Sure. Just be careful, I guess. And yes, it doesn't take too much insight to know that Leo just made the decision to prolong him getting what he needs from Dribbles.
Yeah.
In order to make Udazash happy.
Okay. I think she says again, but quieter, because she sees this on the construction of your expression. I paint fast. And she'll start gathering her materials because she has plenty of canvases that she can start on immediately. And she will.
Yeah, that will be untied and kind of float over it, though you could tell there's almost a tension because he knows what has been promised to him and it's so close to him, and now it's in someone else's hands.
Yeah.
But he will send that over. The second thing, as it happened, Basu actually.
Yeah.
We need to put our minds together.
Sounds good. On what?
You understand, like the construction of precious items, and how to both mundanely and arcanically, I guess, imbue, inscribe, artifice. I guess that's what they call it. That's a choice of a word.
Generally.
I've learned how to, on top of that, psionically inscribe, I guess. I want to try to find a way for the mirror to be more than just looking at. Some would say a mirror is just another plane of existence that you're staring into. And we know quite literally the Feywild is another plane of existence. Even if it's a facsimile, even if it's a not is, but is, wondering if we can figure out a solution to enhancing that mirror. Maybe making it more of a realized space. I know illusory magics can do that, but just trying to.
Projections and
Yeah.
estimations. Maybe we could throw in some enchantments for smell.
Yes, exactly. That's not fair, as Anaya said. And it's not our home, but it means a lot to both of them, honestly. So
Yeah. Let's
we
do
can-
it.
we can. And if I know it seems like you're just here for the ride, which you're not, but if there's anything I can help you with, don't hesitate to let me know. Let any of us know.
I know.
Great. Then before that happens, I'm going to go cuddle with my partners.
Yeah, do that.
Callan's like, I mean, I'm just finishing. Yeah, okay, all right, fine. And he like sets the coffee cup down. Okay, I guess.
I want to take a moment to find Udazash if they're still on the roof.
Would you like to find me on the roof, or would you like to find us
Yeah,
when we're
that's
coming on
fine.
down?
Basu's arms comes out and just haphazardly starts grabbing shingles and climbs on the roof.
A couple fall off and like clatter. to
Yeah.
the ground.
I think maybe as we're standing up.
Yeah, we're standing up, linking arms, and then like you come on up. Oh, hi.
Basu.
Hey,
We were just talking about you and Clippy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Clippy keeps strange guy. He keeps clipping my hair. I think he thinks it's some sort of weed. Anyways, I'll fix that.
I must continue to clean.
Clippy.
Basu, do you want me to take him downstairs?
Yeah, if you could.
Clippy.
Registered user, Winifred. Hello, Winifred.
Come on, darling. Let's go.
You just see attached to Basu's backpack, you just see Clippy's arms lift like they're waiting for uppies.
This is two little like scissors.
Yeah. Winnie laughs,
Like a
and she
crab.
picks him up. And just, you're not allowed to cut my hair.
Understood. I will not proceed with cutting your hair.
Thank you.
For now.
Does know he's cutting my hair. Anyways.
Listen here, you little. And she's gonna wink at Udazash and kind of give Basu a little squeeze on the shoulder, and she'll head down.
Udazash,
Yeah.
how are you? How you feeling?
Better now that I had a little bit of a chance to talk with Winnie, but confusing, better. things
Yeah.
are. It will take time. I think it will take some time. How are you? Are you okay? I'm sure it's probably been this was your first time at the Feywild and then coming back from the Feywild, so I'm sure it has been jarring.
Extremely, absolutely. That's it's a crazy place you come from, but I wanted to thank you for showing me how beautiful it is. I heard stories of it when I was a child, and most of them were really scary, and I can see that. But listen, it's not fair you don't get to go back. And whether you think so or want so or not, we're going to figure out how to get you there. And in the end, I don't think it'll be that hard. I learned something about the Feywild, and it is so confusing compared to the material plane. But in a lot of ways, it's not. It's like a machine, and whenever you're building a machine or working on a machine, there's always a part in it that fits so perfectly that no matter how you redesign it or try to upgrade it, it needs that part because it constantly makes it do more things. It's a utility thing, and I think what I've understood, the number one thing you taught me in the Feywild is that there's always a place for everything. You showed me how to really love it, and I was terrified of it. Leo hated it, and now he, I guess, more than tolerates it. What I'm trying to say is that you are an integral part of the Feywild. And I think the Feywild is going to want you back. And I know Titania and Mab and all these people who are the self-proclaimed, rulers of it. They're just that. But it's more than that. The Steel Watch that was designed and ruled by Gortash. But I've learned to make it something more. And whatever the Steel Watch is or the construction I've turned it into, it needs me more than it needed him. And I think the Feywild needs you more than it needs most of anything else who deems to try to control it. I just wanted to share that that's what I learned. And I like learning about it. And I know we just got back, but I wanted to make a deal with you. Maybe my own Fey deal here in the material plane.
You know, you have to be careful when you're making a deal with Faye.
I've learned a lot. I think I know what I'm doing now. I'm pretty much an expert.
I think you are an expert. You are taught by the best. So I
Exactly.
trust that you do know. But before you make this deal, one of the things that I really admire about you is how you look at things. And you look at things even things that make you scared. And you want to learn about them. And then you do learn about them. And then you want to make them better. And I am so fascinated by how it does not matter what it is. But you know how to make anything better. Whether it is something small like Clippy or an entire plane of existence. And I don't know if you are right about me and the Feywild. I mean, you probably are because you're way smarter than me and I trust you. But I think that is amazing. And I am very touched that you would put your big brain to work to try to get me back there. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Honestly, someone who tries to make things better, that is the biggest compliment you could ever give an engineer.
So what's this deal you're going to make with me? Now, I'm going to negotiate, so you better be prepared because I'm a very hard negotiator. There better be cookies involved.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go to bed at night,
Mm-hmm.
I want one story of the Feywild that you have.
Mhm.
And in exchange, I will give you a story of the legendary giants, Bruiser and Cruiser.
Ooh. It's only one night, or is this an ongoing every night thing?
I have plenty of stories of Bruiser and Cruiser. For every story I receive, you receive one as well.
Oh. Okay.
Legendary giants, aka the imaginary superheroes me and my sister pretended to be when we grew up.
I like this because that means when you think you have run out of stories, you can always make up more.
Bingo.
Can we have snacks while we tell the stories?
Fine. See, I'm also a master negotiator.
You're hard but fair. Okay. I accept your deal. But one caveat.
Okay.
We flip a coin to see who goes first every night.
Fine. Dang, I'm good at this.
Starting tonight.
Right on.
I want to be heads tonight. I do heads tonight.
Okay. Negotiation's easy. Everyone makes it sound really complicated and stressful, but if you're just agreeable to almost everything, it's pretty good.
Well, you start small. You start with a very simple deal, and then when the deal becomes more complicated, that's when you start having to, get the contract that has like all of the caveats. And then I was never very good at the footnote part of things. Like the footnotes are very, very hard. That's where I have to duck out.
I've never seen a contract.
Really?
Yeah.
Then you're probably smarter than a lot of people I know who have signed contracts with footnotes.
That
We
makes
got out
sense.
of the night markets just in time. If you have not seen a contract and not signed a contract, we got you out there just in time. Let's go downstairs. I have questions for Clippy about dreams.
Okay.
We'll go back downstairs.
Scramble downstairs.
As our no, just that's like a I love this group so much.
I love this group too.
As our second chances breathe their first breaths back on the material plane after a very arduous and productive but difficult time amongst the Fae. It is here that we are going to end tonight's episode. I need the internet to hear me. I need you to uplift and show so much love to this incredible fucking cast. Because holy crap. I'm going to be thinking about this one for a while. Before we wrap for the evening, we want to give the floor to our incredible cast. Let them know who you are, where we can find you, and how we can support you.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. You can find all the stuff I'm doing by going to my website, lauren-urban.com. Just go to the front page. Go to Gen Con, and you'll find me there. Half the time, you'll find me at the WizKids booth at the D&D Tower, which is the Indiana Repertory Theater, mezzanine level, which is the second floor. And you can come and take pictures at our photo booth. You can hug a beholder. That's right. Come hug a beholder. I will get a picture of you hugging a beholder. That's not me bullshitting you. You can do that. Other than that, I'll be wandering around doing fun things. And I would love to see you while you are there. Otherwise, I've got other things going on. I'm trying to solve a puzzle sent to me by Deborah and Wall about about Tales from Wood Creek, and I'm bad at puzzles, and so help me, oh God. But yes, you should go support Tales from Wood Creek because it's awesome, and you should watch my series of me trying to solve a puzzle because it's funny, and you should laugh at my pain. And how brilliant Deborah Ann Wall is because she is. Also, I love playing with these people because they are amazing, and like any good group, any good music group, I am only as good as the people I play with, and they are amazing. So thank you.
Hey friends, hope you all are having a great evening. My name is Omega Jones, also known as Cryptbard across all social media channels. I have been Leopold Guthmere, our resident Illithid scion, who is so astronomically excited to be back home. But respects the fact that him getting back home, not just him, but him getting back home means that people had to leave theirs. And that is a hard thing to think about, like losing what is home. And that hurts, but we got work to do. And I'm excited to see what happens from here, including eventually seeing about consuming another tadpole and what that might mean. But until then, you can find me many places over on Twitch. I am currently going back into the streaming world, thank goodness. So I'm currently replaying some Elden Ring, so come hang out as I play a prophet called Father Help. And you'll see me at Gen Con. I am running some things for Cobalt Press. Check out the Gen Con events page for that, as well as Friday afternoon, Oops All Himbos is playing Riverbank by Cobalt Press with special guest Felicia Day. It is going to be a wild, silly time, as the Himbo shows always are. And you can find me other places at Gen Con doing all the Commander and the like. Outside of that, if you need me, just look at my socials. And I'm super happy to be a part of this group.
I share that sentiment. I am Meadow. I have been Meadow and will hopefully continue to be Meadow in the future. Blown away. I just love being here because I get to witness great storytelling by really great people. So thanks for having me. Thanks for making me cry. And you can find me Fridays, sometimes here, but always midnight on my channel, How Do You Love Darling, where you can catch Hex Heist, which is an Afro-punk, cyberpunk, solar punk future where we're stealing a bunch of stuff, and one of us just decided to listen to a voice in their head and shot themselves in the gut. So that's what we're going through. Pass.
That's a hell of a pass, folks. Hi, hello, good evening. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. My pronouns are she, they, and I have been our resident celestial warlock, continuing to be a hexblood because sometimes transformations are just that. Winifred Fithiak. Wow, this just goes to show that there are many ways to handle conflict that aren't just rolling initiative, kids, and sometimes that's where the best story is. It's Friday. Congratulations, you found me. I'm here, and I'm usually here on Fridays. On Wednesdays, you can find me over at Rebels Without a Castle for the Stone Lord's Folly, our fabulous homebrew world crafted by my dear, dear friend, Zach Savage Lore. You'll be able to find me on Folk and Myth soon. There's going to be some Witcher. Holy shit, that's the crunchiest game I've ever seen. And then some Dark Ages vampire stuff. And then some more vampire stuff, and then some werewolf stuff. Can I tell them about the werewolf stuff, Cujo? Damn it. There's going to be werewolf stuff. That's all I'm allowed to say. But if you want to figure out where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing, the easiest way to do that is check out my website, lauratutu.com, or find me on socials at _lauratutu. If you can't find _lauratutu, I am not on that social platform, and you're not going to make me make an account. I'm sorry. I'm too old and I'm too tired. Next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Rodriguez, aka the Encountersmith. You can find me all over the internet as Encountersmith. I have been Basu Brightbolt, our adorable little gnomish artificer who is very proud of himself because he's finally holding his own amongst a league of superheroes like him and his little sister always wanted. You can find me here on Fridays. On Monday nights, you can find me over at Twitch, where I stream spooky games with my partner. And go see all of my awesome friends at Gen Con, because they're cool. That's it. Off to you.
Hello, everyone. Our beloved PJ McGaw is not with us this evening, but you can also check him all over the places as at PJ McGaw. They're currently at San Diego Comic-Con, tearing the house down, but you can also catch them also at Gen Con coming up next week. They're going to be on a couple panels, so come and hang out. PJ is a delight. And I am Cujo. I have been your chronicler for this evening. You can find me all over the places at the Cujo Plays Games, or you can follow Crit Hit Chronicles for official show announcements, highlights, updates, that sort of thing. The stream schedule. Mondays we have Destiny's Path, Triumph of the Tusk, a Pathfinder AP sponsored by both WizKids and Paizo. If you like minis, go tune in. Not only is it a fantastic show, you might win some minis, which is awesome. So go do that thing. Tuesday, we are not going to be having Bitten. We might be having a Freelancers one-shot, which I'm so excited about. Daniel has crafted such a fucking cool setting that is sci-fi. It's so good. I'm so excited for that. And anytime we get to go back and visit it, I'm just the happiest. We wrapped up Sagas of Anima last night. So if you want to go check out our first chapter of that story, go check it out on youtube.com/Crit Hit Chronicles. And next week, Friday, we are going to be dark because I will also be at Gen Con, also running games for Cobalt Press. If you want to roll some dice in Tales of the Valiant with me as your GM, go check out the tickets. Just look up KUJO in the search function, and you'll see all the games that are currently available. And lastly, if you're a fan of the voices of myself and Laura, you can check out the award-winning podcast, The Road to Hell, A Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle by Messy Crit Productions. We had a ton of fun with that, and we're already having conversations about that. Isn't that so weird? Anyway.
Also, more awards coming for 2026. Thanks, New Jersey Webfest. Love you, Ned.
Love you. Mwah. But all that to say, we are going to go ahead and get a raid set up here. Guess what, Meadow? We're keeping the vibes going. We're going to be raiding your channel because Hex Heist deserves
And
all
a shimmy of gratitude for you, good sir. Just one little shimmy for you.
I also just love the fact that, hey, Meadow, we're raiding you right now.
Yeah, we're doing
Get ready.
We're raiding you. Get your... But all of that to say, we love you. We appreciate you. Please be nice to each other. And we'll see you guys after Gen Con. Good night, everybody.
Be good. Make good trouble.